Hello folks, this is Steve AB4L. I've been shopping. Now I'm going to tell you what happened. Let me get out of here safely. So I went in to buy a couple of hummus, some hot dogs, and 5 Roma tomatoes. And when I walked in, I noticed that all the cash register lines were open and that they were long. And it kind of surprised me because I didn't think there were that many cars in the parking lot for the length of the lines and how many people were at the cash registers. Now I'm doing traffic. I don't want to get hit. So I do my shopping, I get those items, and I come up front and the lines are still long at every register and all the registers are open. So I get into line. I'm third in line. I picked what I thought was the shortest, and people didn't have too much to buy, but they're buying for the family for the week. I'm going to roll my windows down. The sound will change. It's hot. And then I'm noticing that the one that was being checked out, the guy has scanned everything, and then they're just standing there. Standing there. Standing there. I mean, like for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and the person is holding their debit card or credit card, and every now and then they punch something in on the thing, and then finally the guy hands over the receipt, the paper receipt. Okay, so now there's only one person in front of me, and it's the same thing. She only had 6 items, I remember. It only took him less than a minute to scan them. But then we stand there for literally 4 minutes. And every now and then she pecks at the little keyboard. Well, while we were waiting for that, the guy at the register says, apparently in answer to her, yeah, it started Friday night. And then as we went through the day yesterday, Saturday, it got worse and worse and worse. I'm quoting him. And today it's like this, which means to actually do the transaction itself, to pay, is taking as long as 4 minutes. Because he had a timer. He was timing it on his wristwatch. So now it's my turn. He scans 4 items. He scans my preferred customer card, or whatever you want to call it, and I asked him, is it quicker to pay cash? And he said yes. So I took a $20 bill out of my wallet, and he said it's 7 something. The cash register opens, and he gives me my change, and I'm done in under 1 minute. You notice that I figured out to ask, is it faster if I give you cash? Now, I'm going to say this. He said it started Friday night, and it got worse yesterday, Saturday, all day long, and it's terrible today. And I was watching the other lines, the other checkouts, and they were all going through the same thing. Because the quick checkout was in the line next to us, and it wasn't any faster. So it didn't matter how many items you had. In reality, it was using credit or debit cards that was the holdup. So then we have to ask the question, is it just the telecommunications circuits itself, and this is the only store having that trouble? Is it the computers back at the headquarters IT? It had to do with processing the cards. And my observation in the past has been, like when I'm at the big box store, if I'm not asking for money back, cash back, they approve my card immediately. And that's because they are passing it through what I'll call a clearinghouse, is keeping track and will back any bad transaction for a fee to speed up the customers getting through. Instead of that card having to be checked all the way back to the credit card company or the bank, especially on the weekend. And I suspect that's the step that is broken down for them. And I'm almost positive of that because the actual accounting transaction, how much do I owe, was done instantly and probably right in the store. And if I paid cash, he opens the drawer, he gives me the cash immediately. And the next person got to step into hell just that much quicker. Steve AB4L just reminds me of a certain IT problem I helped solve, and it only took a month, with a major casino syndicate. But that was a long time ago, where when at the casinos, by law you have to have people identify themselves, how old they are. They have to check it against a database that they're not a chronic gambler. And there were like 5 screens that they had to go through, and every screen suddenly was taking 5 minutes. And the lines were out into the parking lot, and after a couple of days of that, nobody was going to the casinos because word spread and they said you can't get in and gamble. It'll take you literally an hour to get in to gamble, and people just stopped coming to the casinos. And I helped solve that. This was a national level syndicate. Anyway, that's what happened here today. Same thing, essentially. Steve AB4L saying see you in 73.